everyone, and a big warm welcome to the first episode of this year's XDC Network AMA session. A
Hello.
happy new year to everyone to start with, and I do hope all of you are keeping well and safe. So let me, as usual, let me start with the objective behind this XDC AMA series.
Mhm.
We started this XDC Network Ask Me Anything series in November last year. And this is done with the various partners and the application teams who have built their projects or they have partnered with on the XDC, XinFin XDC network. And the objective here is to create an awareness on these partners and these teams, projects, their portfolios, services that they provide, and along with their offerings and everything. And the end objective here is to scale up the community. And of course, the biggest stakeholder here is the community itself. A little bit of introduction on myself. I am a technology evangelist, and in the blockchain space, I help founders to build up their ecosystem and to scale up their communities. And in the blockchain space, I have a channel called Blockchain Hustle, which is available on the channel that you're watching, YouTube. And it is also available in podcast format on Apple, Podbean, Google, Audible, the usual podcast channels. And over the last couple of years, I have put a lot of content, mostly educational and informative, on the blockchain concepts, and of course also on the tokenomics. So I would strongly recommend you to go take a look at that. Thanks. So let's get on with today's session. Today's session is with a company called Globiance. And Globiance, if I can put it, term it as, is the fusion of bank plus the crypto exchange and a few more services like transfers and payment services. And we have its CEO, Mr. Oliver Marco La Rosa, as a guest for today's session. A very warm welcome to you, Oliver.
Hello, Mino.
How are you doing?
Very well, thank you.
Good, good. And where are you calling in from?
At the moment, I'm in Turkey.
Okay, okay. And how is the weather there?
Well, actually not so warm today. It's about 10 degrees outside.
Okay, okay. From Singapore here, it's around 20 degrees difference.
Yeah, okay, you made me jealous.
Okay, fine. So, Oliver, can we just start it with you giving a little bit of a brief introduction about yourself and your background?
Yes, of course. Well, I'm 42 years old. I'm working in the IT and banking space for a long time. I had my own companies in Germany. We had IT support companies servicing banks in Germany. One of our biggest customers was Citibank in Frankfurt. Then we moved on with our headquarters to Malta, where we serviced more banks for another 5 years. And in 2018, the idea of Globiance was born. And since then, we are working on this huge project.
Okay. And could you share a little bit about Globiance?
Sure. So Globiance actually is, you said it right, the fusion of traditional banking with cryptocurrencies. So what we are trying to achieve here is building a global financial services offering which can reach everyone on this planet and to provide banking in the form of traditional bank accounts like IBAN accounts, cards, and also all the new crypto products. That means like crypto trading, crypto saving, and also DeFi products.
Okay. And you have money transfers, etc., just like for the payment solutions being provided also within this platform?
Right, yes. So we have the traditional payments. That means you can transfer via SEPA or SWIFT to any bank account worldwide. You
Yeah.
can do crypto payments, you can do internal payments, and there's also a merchant section where you can integrate the crypto payments inside of your own platform, like an e-commerce platform, for example.
Okay, so if I want to buy anything on the e-commerce platform, I have the choice to pay either through crypto or through a fiat.
Yes, but we are pushing more for the crypto side of things, of course. So our payment gateway should be actually helping everyone to transform to the digital currencies. So if a shop today has credit card payment modules already inside, we will be the payment method that he adds on for Bitcoin and for the other cryptocurrencies instead.
So making it more easy for people to transact using crypto.
Yes, exactly. Actually, I think it's time.
Okay. So let me first start with asking you about the context between the Globiance platform and the XinFin XDC network. So what is the connection between the two?
Yeah, actually, we are partners already since 2018. One of
Yeah.
the founding members of XinFin is also a shareholder in Globiance, and some other people of the team as well. So we have already working for a long time together, and we have also in 2020 already released stablecoins together. So we drafted the idea of the stablecoins and then released them on the XDC network.
Okay. So am I correct in saying that your platform is built on the XDC network?
Yes, that's correct. So XDC is our main blockchain, and we are pushing as much as we can to bring XDC in every corner of the world. Not only XDC as a currency, but all XDC-based tokens, of course. So we are actually supporting all the projects that are out there, all the projects on XDC, yes.
So let's say if I were to build a project on the XDC network, I can use the Globiance platform as a kind of a launching pad for my token.
Yes, so the launching pad on our Globiance DEX will be live very soon, and then you can just issue your tokens and sell them on the launchpad directly. And we will not take any listing fees from XDC projects. The same goes for our SEX. So in the centralized exchange, we will also not take any listing fees for XDC-based projects.
That's good to hear. Okay. So can I ask, Oliver, so you said you have this association with the XDC network, with the XinFin team, the founders. Do you also follow the projects which people are building upon the XDC network? And do you have any favorite project on that? Apart from yours?
Yeah. Of course, yeah. So we have our own coins, of course, but I wouldn't say that we favor them. Of course, they are the house tokens of our platform, so we use them on a daily basis. Also, we have our stable coins, but there are a lot of good projects out there, and we have listed already some. I don't think it's fair to say that we have a favorite amongst them. We support them all the same. When you see projects listed on Globiance, then I think you can be sure about that we did our research on the project. Of course, do your own research, but I think there are a lot of good projects out there, and there are more good projects to come. And the ones that you will see on Globiance, I think it's a good investment to look into them.
Okay, good.
But not financial advice. Do your own research, of course.
Sorry, I didn't get that.
I said not financial advice and do your own research.
The typical caveat that one would associate, yes.
You have to be very careful these days what you say publicly.
I know. You have to come with a disclaimer on that. Okay, so Oliver, let's get on with some of the questions from the community. And so when we did a poll on in the community as to which XDC project, the projects done on the XDC network, which projects do the community want, Globiance counted for a lot of votes. So that's why we reached out to you. So there are some questions from the community, and I have put them under a number of categories, and I'll go through them each one by one.
Okay.
I start with on the product, and in that I would start with Globiance DEX, your decentralized exchange. But before I get into the questions or some notes or points, can I just request you to kind of share as to what exactly is Globiance DEX?
Globiance DEX is a decentralized exchange where you can basically trade all XDC-based tokens against each other. Now only XDC-based, and later also other blockchains. Because at the moment we are building a cross-DEX, which means that we will be building bridges into all other blockchain networks as well, and we will be connecting all the coins so that you can trade it from only one exchange, which will be Globiance DEX in the future.
Okay. And so the first talk or the comment is on liquidity. And there were some questions, or if I can say, term it as some concerns on the liquidity. How is the liquidity provided? And if you could share a little bit on your market makers.
Okay, so actually the liquidity on the main tokens in Globiance is near to infinite, because we are connected to the biggest liquidity providers worldwide, and the main tokens like Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Ripple, we pull the order books of over 20 exchanges. So I think it's safe to say that you can trade any volume of coins on daily basis, buy and sell, both directions. The concerns actually, I know about this question. They came actually from GBEX holders that bought in GBEX and wanted to get out of them with a quick profit. In the same thread, the users have mentioned that they, until now, just barely doubled their profit, and they wanted to sell all their tokens off now. I think if you doubled your profit in the token, that's not a bad thing. But if you followed my vision from the beginning, then I said this is not a quick in-out project. That's a slowly growing long-term vision which we are building here. And you should be ready for that if you buy GBEX tokens. So I think for the ones that want to get out now, if they double their profit, of course they are free to go. But for anyone that believes in the project, I think there's a lot of benefit coming in the future, and you should just stay put with your tokens and hold them.
Okay, good. So when you're talking about holding on to the tokens, also I wanted to understand if is there any incentive reward system for the liquidity pool for the people who are long-term liquidity providers?
Yes, so there are two types of rewards in Globiance. First of all, there are rewards for just holding the tokens, because we have the tax. Whenever someone makes a transaction, there's 2% of the coins burned, and 2% goes like rewards to the other holders. So that's the first reward. Then if you provide, that's what's going to all of the holders. Doesn't matter if they will provide liquidity or not. And if you will provide liquidity, then you get also on top of that a 0.3%, which is the trading fee of the DEX. And that's what you get as a reward on the coins that you provide.
Okay, so that's the incentive mechanism for these liquidity providers.
Exactly, yes.
Okay.
And for the ones that are a little bit worried about providing liquidity to the DEX, we also have staking, which is coming also this quarter. So if it's too complicated for you to set up the pairs and to manage the liquidity, then you can just put your GBEX tokens into staking and just receive automatic rewards, higher rewards than just for holding the tokens in your wallets. You can just stake them and you will get also more tokens. So I think we have something for everyone.
No, please continue.
No, I said I think we have something for everyone. If you want to, if you're a little bit more risk adverse, then you can provide liquidity to the DEX. If not, then you put them in staking, which is like a saving, let's say. And anyway, if you don't do nothing, then you just hold the tokens in your wallets and you will receive automatic rewards anyway.
Okay. Yeah, so in fact, staking was another point which I had in my list as to is staking available, or if not, when would it become available?
Yes. So as I said, staking is available in this quarter, so it's coming soon, until end of March.
Okay, good to hear that. Yeah. Okay, so another question on the same thing on the liquidity was, how do you add GBEX to the DEX liquidity, and is there a certain amount that you would need to hold to be able to do so?
No, you can start actually from very small amounts. You can, if you add the liquidity, there are actually video guides how to do it. And you just have to keep in mind that you have to always provide two sides of a pair. So you can provide GBEX with XDC or XDC with any other XDC-based token, but you have to provide always two of the pair.
And you don't need a minimum amount on that.
No minimum, no maximum, no.
Okay, good. And then I understand on the same context, you have an anti-whale policy. Is that correct?
Yes, that's correct. So we are actually, it's quite simple. We are just allowing 0.5% of the supply to be held in one wallet, so that not a big whale could come with a full wallet and just drop all the tokens on the market and crash the price.
Okay. And so this is something which would discourage your, what I could call, we would call it as a short-term pump and dump of tokens.
Yeah. Sorry, come again?
I said, how would you discourage the short-term pump and dump of tokens?
The short-term pump and dump. Yes, actually, that's discouraged already by the text model. So if you want to make transactions back and forth by buying, selling,
Yeah.
then actually you are just burning your tokens and you're doing a favor to the other GBEX holders, because they will get free tokens all the time from the automatic rewards. So that's something, if people want to do it, then they are free to do it, yes.
Okay. Okay. So you are protecting it through this one, holding of the tokens, the tax system, right?
Yes, actually the tax system has already paid out a lot of rewards to users and they love it. So whenever you open your app and you click on the rewards tab, and then you're seeing the rewards that you already got, as someone said, that it's very addictive and they're checking it daily multiple times.
So you open your wallet and you see the amount of tokens you're holding increasing every time.
Yeah, you're seeing actually the rewards and you click on redeem. So you see the amount of rewards that have been collected on this day or even multiple times a day, and you just redeem them anytime that you want.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So basically, it is that the more transactions happen, the more rewards come, and more is the value of your token also, and more tokens you get.
Yes, that's correct.
The network effect. Okay. So one another part on this on the Globiance DEX itself is on the smart contract security audit or the DEX audit. Do you want to share something on that?
Oh, well, yes. Like all our smart contracts, we have done the audits and we have passed them flawlessly. So there were no issues found.
Okay, good to
But
hear
that's
that.
something which is not like a one-time task. And when you look into the security of the platforms, you always have to do audits. It's not something you do one time. Smart contracts, yes, one time, but you do security audits on the platform and
Yeah.
on all products, on all platforms, on the gateway all the time. And you need to do it all the time. Penetration testing is part of that as well.
Mhm. And is that information something which you share regularly on your different community channels?
Sorry, on?
That information about what you said is the regular security checks, etc., and if there are any loopholes detected or something, is that something that you also share regularly on your community channels?
No, if any flaws would be found in the platform, that's of course nothing which we would share, but we
Yeah.
would address the problems and just rule them out from happening again. But
Okay.
so far, we have been quite good with the security audits here.
Mhm.
But
Okay.
if something would occur, if something would be found out, then we would of course fix the issue.
Yeah. 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 Okay. And the next one I have is on the payment gateway, Oliver. And wanted to check, understand from you, sorry, rather, what does Globiance play in this space?
Yes, actually, payment gateway, we already talked about it. Payment gateway is the module, the merchant module, which you plug in into your e-commerce shop and which
Okay.
allows you to handle the transactions in Bitcoin instead of credit cards. And that's what we are also actively pushing in this year.
So you said credit cards. Do you also have debit cards? That was one of the questions asked.
We have only debit cards. We will not have credit cards now.
Okay, okay, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Only the because I recollect you sharing some or asking the community to vote on some the platform and the look and the feel of the cards. Is that the same?
Yeah, so for the cards, we have 4 different designs. 3 of them we designed ourselves, and 1 design was done and voted for by the community. So we have the black card, which design comes from users.
Okay, 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 okay. So the community can say, yes, we have a say in the design of the card.
Yes, they had. They designed the card. Now we'll see how many of them will order it. But I think the black card looks quite good, and there's a lot of people which want to have it.
Great. The next one I have, Oliver, is something which is, I think, a very trending topic. It is on the stable coins. My understanding is that the platform has got stable coins of most of the major currencies, but there was a question of the USDT trading pair, that it's not there right now.
Yeah, actually, what we are doing is we allow a one-way swap. So we allow USD or USDC in, because at the moment, you know how it is with the gas fees of the old stable coins, they're quite high. So we are allowing our users to swap once into Globiance stable coins and then use the stable coins on the platform. We encourage the users to use our stable coins because they're XDC based, and you know that their transactions are faster, the fees are lower. Also, they're ISO 222 compliant, so that means that they're compliant and compatible with the financial institution payments in the future. Central bank digital currencies are based on the same standard, for example. So I think it really makes sense to change to the new stable coins.
And if I understand it correctly, remember it's USDG, your Globiance USD stablecoin.
USDG, EuroG, SGDG, and so on. Yes, we have the stable coins in most of the major currencies.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. So yeah, you mentioned about the gas fees and the transaction time, etc. I think that's also the reason why you picked up the XinFin XDC network.
Right, yes. Yeah, I think it makes sense to release on the XDC blockchain for financial transactions. I think there's a lot of movement with the XDC blockchain, and we will see a lot in this year coming, not only from our side, but also from other financial institutions. I think XDC will see a big jump in this year.
Good to hear that. Then the last one under this section I have is that you provide services to both the retail and the corporate clients, right? So can you share a little bit on your corporate or your business account? What are the products and the services that is offered there?
Yeah, actually the platform was since 2018 built for retail and corporate, but as it happened, we had more corporate clients until 2021. Only when we launched GBEX and we made more marketing towards the retail sector, then we got really more retail clients. Until then, we had only about 10,000 retail signups in total, but we had a number of business clients which allowed us to grow during the years anyway. And after 2021, this changed, and number of retail clients now since GBEX exploded. So it's a quite good growth for us as well.
But do you have any particular focus between the two, or it is equal, or what is it?
No, I cannot say that we have a focus. We love our business clients, we love our retail clients, and we are doing the offerings for both of them. So we will continue to develop the business services for the corporate clients that we have. We are developing also services that they need in cooperation with our biggest clients. And at the same time, we are developing the retail products as well. So we'll have everything. I don't know if you saw it, but we have also Globiance family features coming up. So we will have something like pocket money allowance for children's accounts. We will have crypto savings for the kids. So yes, I think they will be quite useful features for everyone.
The entire ecosystem, whether it's a corporate or the retail, and individuals to family.
Yes. So our idea is to bring services to everyone on this planet. Businesses, retail, young, old. We want to offer a service for everyone.
Great. Great. Now we get on to the exchange listings, Oliver. What are the exchanges on which GBEX is listed? And the question is that, would you look to list GBEX on Bitrue or other exchanges? And sorry, tell me.
Right. So yes, in general, we can list GBEX also on other exchanges. At the moment, you will find it only on Globiance platforms. And that's for the simple reason that we on our platform, if people will trade, the users will get rewards because we are collecting the fees in GBEX in a special GBEX fee wallet. So we will create a tax and burn, which is a benefit for the users. If we will list on another exchange, this volume will go unnoticed for the tax and burn model. This means that our users will receive less of rewards. So I don't say that we don't want to list GBEX in other exchanges, but I don't think that right now is the best time for it. Maybe in some months we should consider to do it, yes. But that's for GBEX. So if we talk about the stable coins, we will list the stable coins at least 5 big exchanges still in Q1 in 2022. So in this year and in the next months, we have stable coins coming up at many exchanges. So that's different because the stable coins we need to have on as many exchanges worldwide so that users can benefit from them. And then maybe there are also no more questions why we only accept one-way USDT or other old stable coins.
Yeah. Okay, democratize on that. Okay. Then we come on to, because that was the next question as to new exchanges coming up. And you mentioned 5 coming up in the next quarter, right?
Sorry, what did you say?
Because no, my next question would have been about the new exchanges coming up, but which you have already replied. 5 new ones for stable coins.
We will not have the names now, but we will release it near to the date. When the stable coins are listed, we will post it, of course, on Twitter and all the other channels, yes.
Great. Now, on the tokenomics, I guess you would have got this question from a number of places, and you started with a huge number of tokens. If I am correct, it is around 500 trillion. Number of zeros following 5?
Yeah, that's correct. Before we created the token GBEX, we have consulted with the users for a long time. And actually the users wanted to have a token which they can invest in and buy a large number of tokens so that they can benefit from the raise better. When we're talking to users which are not in crypto now, they're always saying, yes, I would like to invest, but Bitcoin is so expensive, I cannot even buy one. So I would like to have a coin which I can invest in. And eventually this millions or billions of coin, maybe they're worth one day 1 cent or 10 cents or whatever. So they would really benefit from it more than putting their money into Bitcoin and just getting maybe a 10% or 20% or whatever is the possible gain over the next year.
Okay.
So yes, there's thinking behind. It's the wish of the users, and I think it makes sense. Don't forget that we are also reducing the supply on daily basis. So it's not that we are staying on 500 trillion all the time. We have already burned over 60 trillions of tokens. 60
trillions, okay.
Right,
Yeah, because that's what I was going to ask about the burn mechanism. 60%. So 60 trillion has been burnt. That's what you said?
Yes, 16 trillions have been burned already. And actually, part of our strategy is also to have these huge burn events where we will burn over 60% of the supply over the next 2 years. So by end of next year, the supply will already be less than 200 trillions of tokens just from the burn event. But then we have the burn on daily basis. And the more volume is created on the Globiance platforms on daily basis, the more transfers happen, as you said yourself. The more transfers happen, the more coins are burned, the supply is shrinking over time. And I think this goes now slower and it will be faster and faster and faster. And all of a sudden, we will maybe be under 1 trillion, which can happen.
Good. Yeah, that sounds good.
Yes.
Then I had a question on the GBEX. It's a utility token, correct?
GBEX is a utility token, yes.
So it is used. You are using GBEX for paying it as a payment token on your gateway or on your exchange platforms.
Yeah. So actually, GBEX is the house token of Globiance. That means it will be used on all the Globiance platform, and additionally, it will be also used to pay fees on the payment gateway. So even if the users will pay in Bitcoin, for example, or another currency, then GBEX fees will be collected. That means that if the user doesn't pay in the currency, which is GBEX, we will convert the fee to GBEX. So the users will always profit from a tax and burn on each transaction that happens on the Globiance platforms or the Globiance payment gateway.
So if I were to pay in GBEX instead of another one, do I get a discount on that, or it would be okay for me to pay in either?
So far, we don't have the GBEX as a payment currency for the gateway, just because there's the 4% tax So it makes sense as a secondary currency for the fee payment, but we don't have it as the primary currency, because that means that customers who would need to pay to the merchant would need to pay a 4% extra. We're still discussing if we will put GBEX as a primary currency in the system and reduce this, but it has not been decided yet. It's something which could maybe happen in the second half of the year.
Yeah. And I think also as the coin GBEX becomes more prevalent, more and more people use it, then it would become like the coin to do the transaction as the payment gateway.
Yes.
And then you don't need to do the conversion. Yeah. Okay.
Yes, exactly.
And this token is a deflationary token, GBEX?
Yes, it's a deflationary token, and I think it's the first exchange token that was ever created deflationary. So it's something which is kind of an experiment, but I think it goes quite well so far, and I'm looking forward to the future of GBEX. I highly believe in the project, of course. That's why we're here.
Yeah, it sounds strange if you were not. Okay, so just to last, we reached towards the end of the thing. I have a section on the project roadmap, and looking at the news and which is said on the website and on your community channels, etc. You guys have been doing very aggressive expansions lately in different geographies. Is that right?
Yeah, that's right. Actually, we have been preparing a lot of platforms, and we'll be launching over 10 platforms still in this quarter. There's, for example, Canada, USA, Australia, Turkey, Argentina, Chile, Paraguay, Peru, Brazil, Colombia, Mexico, South Africa, and the British Virgin Islands. So at least 10 of these platforms will still launch in the first quarter. That's what I meant when I said that Globiance will expand worldwide and we will be offering services to everyone on the planet.
That's a very good idea.
There's still more countries to come, but that's what we have planned for this quarter. So.
Okay, good. So out of all these locations, etc., and the ones which you had already done earlier, are there any prime locations? And my second question is, do you have any partnership with the local banks in some geographies? Or do you plan to enter into when you enter into a new geography?
Well, I cannot say that we have prime locations because, as I said, for us, the whole world is important. So yes, North America is a very important market. South America is a very important market. Africa is important to us. Europe is important, and also Asia, as well as Australia. So we are actually focusing the whole world, and I don't think that any region is more important or less important to us.
Okay, good. Diplomatic answer. Okay. And what about the banking partners? Do you partner with the local banks, etc., when you get into these geographies?
Yes, actually, we will have local bank accounts in each of the regions. So in every country that we set up, we also need to work with, or we choose to work with local banks as soon as far as possible, of course. When banks are available for this. If not, we will choose the banks that we have already. In total, we have already over 35 banking partners. And some of them are even providing IBAN accounts that we issue to our clients. That's another product. So it's not only the cards that we are providing, but also IBAN accounts that are integrated in the platform. And those will be available for many regions also by end of this quarter, together with the cards.
Okay. So you've got a lot on your plate for this quarter.
Yeah, we can say so. A lot to do.
Okay. So on the last section, which is on the XDC community, the 2 points here is like what incentives, now that's your sales pitch to the XDC community. What are the incentives for that Globiance offers to the XDC network, to the community?
Okay. Yeah. Actually, we said this before, we will have a staking on GBEX. We also will feature staking on other XDC related projects as long as those pay out rewards. We will do like a rewards collection where the people can also stake their tokens through Globiance on different other XDC projects. I think the best rewards we will provide ourselves by our staking, of course, and also for the XDC community releasing projects. As I said before, we will list XDC projects without any listing fee on SEX or DEX. And we also help with the marketing.
Okay, good. Yeah, because there was one very I would say a thoughtful comment by one of the community members who goes by the handle of DeFi_John, who mentioned in a tweet that it is not just about GDEX, but it is about getting the XDC XRC tokens, XRC20 tokens and stable coins far and wide. So basically, a widespread usage, which I think is a very nice comment out there. Okay, good. So before I wrap up this episode, Oliver, is there anything which we might have missed out or I missed out asking you and that you would like to share on this platform that you would like the community to be aware of?
No, I think we have already covered everything. We have been speaking about the payment gateway. We have been speaking about bank accounts, about cards, about GBEX as a token, about the stable coins, and about all the upcoming branches around the world. I think we have now a quite good picture about what Globiance will bring to the world.
Okay, good. So that was really an interesting session, Oliver. Thanks a lot for your time and your share. And community, as usual, thanks a lot for your support. And we have the next AMA this Friday, which is with a company called Plugin. So do keep a lookout for that. So till then, stay safe and bye-bye. Cheers.
Bye.
Bye-bye.